Okay, so we have three hearings tonight, starting at 6:45. Um,
Yep.
and then we got a couple of sets of minutes to approve. So has anybody read these minutes?
One of the meetings Bill and I did not attend.
Yeah, that was October 1st. I'm sorry, November 1st.
Typically, I don't vote on meeting minutes where I wasn't in attendance, but you're going to need 3 people to approve them. So,
Oh, here,
Yeah.
right? For who that at the meeting?
Yeah, 3 people out of 4. And 2 of them are unqualified for that one set. Where is this anyway? I was looking for the.
there's 11-1 meeting minutes and 12-6.
Oh, I see.
I think it's the 11-1 that
Right.
Bill and I were not.
It's
Yeah,
under
so-
preliminary, 11-1.
Yes.
Yep, so
Let's see who was there.
I've read, so it was myself, Anthony and John.
Well, that's enough to approve it. If you guys are satisfied with the meetings, then go for it.
I move that we approve the meeting minutes from November 1st, 2023.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
What am I doing? I'm looking at the wrong thing here. So polling the members, Anthony, were you there?
Yes.
For the 12-1-1, yes. Or whatever date that was.
The November one.
November 1, yeah. Gee, it's been a while.
Mm.
Okay, so polling the members, Anthony, how do you vote?
So you'll have to forgive my informalities on whatever the term for approval is, but yeah, I approve of them.
Yes.
John Page?
John,
You're
you-
On mute.
You're muted, so talking is going to be frustrating.
John's iPad is in the background.
Vicky, were you there?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so you can vote then.
Yes, I vote to approve.
All right. So we just have to, John,
Still
can
can't
you
hear
get
you, John. I'll let you know.
unmuted or raise your
Click
hand?
on your little box icon there. If you hover over that, you should see. Does it work the same on the iPad? I haven't used my iPad in a while.
John's iPad.
Just raise your hand, John, if you approve. Okay. All right, the motion carries. The minutes are good to go.
Okay. Thank you.
So now the other one was what? Oh,
December 6th.
right.
Okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hooray! All right.
So smart.
I move to approve the December 6th meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
Second. I second.
Okay, I got it. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, great. So polling the members,
John Page, yes.
Darlene,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
and Anthony, were you at that meeting?
I was not at that meeting.
No.
Okay. I was, so I'll vote yes as well. So that motion carries.
Okay, thank you.
All right, good. So we got the meetings done, the minutes done.
Check.
All right.
God, it's been a long day. I was at the town hall twice today.
Oh,
Aren't you lucky?
Yeah,
This wasn't enough, huh?
right. So now, what else am I looking for? 41. So we have 4 more minutes. So item 3.1 is a bylaw review, zoning board of appeals bylaw. Which apparently I wasn't around for the first rev on this, but has anybody looked at this since it was discussed by the
I've
board?
tried to look them over. Didn't really see or not aware of maybe what all the changes are. On one copy, that it was highlighted in yellow. So I question if there were any other changes. Usually, you'll see the strikeout and then the changes added might be in a different color or something. So I'm a little confused. Let's just put it that way.
All right. So,
And I have to say that I didn't look at it online. I just looked on it because Beth gave me a hard copy because my printer decided to crap the bed. And but my quick concern as I looked on this, because she did print me out a hard copy, is, and I guess there's a committee to look at bylaws. Is that correct?
yes,
Yeah.
there is. Yeah.
And so have they looked at that
No.
with the new charter in mind? Assuming, because I didn't spend any time in town hall, but I was at the State House with both Cronin's and Scarsdale's office, trying to see what we can do to get this thing passed and signed by the governor. And I just would be concerned in having not looked at any of the specifics. Are any of these things going to be in conflict with what we voted on at town meeting for new town charter?
Well, it's a good question.
I try to have good questions.
I was looking at staff recommended ZBA bylaws for review and approval by ZBA. So I have one question. Wait a minute, let me tell you where this is. So it's under business, and then the very bottom, Word doc 145-63, Zoning Board of Appeals. So that document, it looks like the board shall adopt rules not inconsistent is crossed out, and then added is the word consistent with the provisions of this bylaw. And then it says the town, adds in the town charter and the applicable laws and regulations of the Commonwealth of Mass for the conduct of its business, and shall file said rules with town clerk and shall make said rules available to. That's added. And that's under A. When you go down to B, all right, powers, I get that. There's 1, 2, 3 powers. And then 145-64 appeals. And A, an appeal to the Zoning Board of Appeals may be taken by the following parties. And it looks like there used to be 2. Any person aggrieved by reason of his inability to obtain a permit, blah, blah, blah. And then any person, including an officer or board of the town of Townsend or any abutting city or town aggrieved by an order. And what's added, which I don't understand this, is number 3, the Montechusett Regional Planning Commission.
that wasn't added. No, that wasn't added. That was existing and it was being questioned. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, there's these 2 question marks. I'm like, why would they point out a very specific entity when everyone's kind of included, in my opinion, under numbers 1 and 2? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
the first thing I thought of is like, well, what if the Montechusett Regional Planning Commission in 50 years from now doesn't exist? And people will go,
Right.
why is that a number 3?
Yeah.
I tried to withdraw from it in the 80s.
So that was the,
So
that
that's
was
always
the
been there.
question.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the question. So, the other version, that version, is an earlier revision. I'm afraid that that's not the one that John was looking at. I can pull up and
It's
swear.
already, okay. I
If you
thought
have
it was
time.
already there, but it's still
Yeah.
highlighted, so.
I don't think I'm looking at that copy.
Those are the only 2 things in there that
Yeah.
that stuck out.
Well,
Yeah.
the thing that jumps out to me when you read that is it sounds like town council wrote that, because I'm pretty familiar with how he writes.
Mhm.
And I'm sure that it's been well vetted, but again, I'm
Well,
not looking at the same.
If the question is to pull out the Montechusett Regional Planning Commission, like to take it out of there, because
Yep.
everyone feels they'd already be included by numbers 1 and 2, I'd be okay with that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's my,
Yeah, why don't
2
we
cents.
delete that? I think that's a good idea.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
other than that, I didn't see what was being asked of us really to review.
Right, I was trying to get Beth to put out a, Microsoft Word track changes so we could see
Yeah.
what was going on. And so far we don't have that, but I
I
think,
I can do that. That's not a problem. That's what I did put in there, but I put it in PDF. I didn't know if, individually, if you want to do your own Word docs and maybe have me combine them, but I think if you're all editing your own Word docs, it's going to get a little out of, like.
No,
Word tax.
I don't mean that we need it that so that we can all individually edit that. I think that's crazy. But in terms of seeing what the changes are, it's a beautiful way to present it. That's all.
Here, let me show you at least briefly, but actually you have a hearing starting, so I'll show you the document that I had. You could see track changes like Darlene was asking for. It is in your folders, and it's underneath. Yeah, it's underneath the folder that Darlene just referenced, but it shows track changes. So, yeah.
Okay,
I'll add that one. Okay, so you do have a hearing coming up
great.
for 355 Main, and you might want to, at the discretion of the chair, appoint Anthony as a full voting member tonight.
Yes, that's a good point. Anthony, you're being appointed as a full voting member tonight.
Sounds good.
And probably for the near future.
Hold on to your hat.
Yeah.
Let's see here. So this is a so-called renewal application, right?
I think all 3 of them seem to be renewals.
Yes, they are. Yeah.
Can I ask a question, since I'm I'm new, but I'm also old to the board?
You just
Um,
did.
For these renewals of special permits, it just seems like we're putting a lot of work into something that should just be a pro forma, that if there's been no changes, and we're going to have to rely upon the property owner to tell us if there are any, but if there's no changes, why go through this, both for the applicants and for the town?
Well, the problem, John, is that there's no such thing as a renewal of a special permit. So,
We're calling it that, but there really isn't a renewal.
yeah. So when the permit expires, and some of the early ones under the old bylaw, we gave them a 5-year expiration, which we used to do just to make sure that we didn't have any nuisances. We didn't create any nuisances.
No, I get that. Just it seems like for the applicants, it's an undue burden. It's just
Right, but the new bylaw doesn't require that. Our only under the new bylaw, our only sunset is the transfer of the property.
all right, and that makes sense.
So upon this will be the last time somebody needs to come through. But the other point is the accessory bylaws changed since a lot of these originally were first granted. So now we need to make sure, there may not be any changes in it, but we've got to take note that some of these are above the 800 minimum square feet that the new bylaw
But are they going to be grandfathered?
requires.
If
Yeah,
somebody
well,
fights it?
Yeah,
It's really irrelevant. Yeah.
So they're
No,
kind
I've-
of grandfathered, if you will, but it
I've
should
made
still
a-
be noted.
I've made a revision to the bylaw with the bylaw committee,
Mhm.
and I put in a bunch of our pet peeves about the new bylaw. So, and one of them being that if an applicant under the previous bylaw has more than 800 square feet, he will not be forced to reduce the size of his
Right.
That's
accessory
good.
apartment.
We don't want people hacking the buildings apart.
Right. I mean, it's just, it wouldn't be the right thing to do. So,
Okay.
and, I just like things to be explicit in these bylaws because otherwise, it's open to.
They're all open to interpretation.
So now you're going to crank through them all in 15 minutes. Go.
No, we have to get that through town meeting in May there. So, the changes, but,
But for these three people, we can.
you'll get a chance to, chime in on it for, no problem because there's going to have to be a planning board hearing and all that usual zoning bylaw, change, procedure.
Yeah, everybody likes it when I chime in.
You're not the only one. Okay.
Hey, you better not be talking about me.
All right. So do we have anybody here from the applicant in the case one here, Jason Cohen?
I do not see anyone from the applicant side, but so I would just proceed as normal and read the legal notice and
There is a letter, I noticed, Jason Cowan wrote a letter to go
Yep.
with his application. So basically that would be his statement. We could read that if we like.
Okay. That's at the bottom of this thing, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the packet.
Oh.
Okay.
Who's our clerk to read the legal notice?
I can't remember.
I think that's me.
All right.
All right, so wait, let me find the legal notice. Hold on. Where is it? Legal notice, the thing that says here. It's coming up, it's thinking about it. Okay. Are we ready? In
Ready.
accordance
Ready.
with MGL Chapter 40A and the Townsend zoning bylaws, Section 145-36, 145-65, and 145-66, the Townsend Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a virtual public hearing on Tuesday, in this case, January 30th at 6:45, to hear the petition for renewal of a special permit for an accessory apartment at 355 Main Street. Assessors Map 18-8-8 by Jason Cohen.
Cowan.
Meeting-
That's
Cowan.
good.
Okay. I guess we need a motion to open the hearing?
That
do we already do
kind
it?
of does it, doesn't it? Bill, do
Yeah,
you want
that's
motions to open? We usually do the reading of that reading usually opens it, but would you like one anyways, or?
I don't care.
The application by Jason Cohen, I move to open the hearing on.
Second,
Okay, polling the members, Darlene,
yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. So the hearing is open for business. So
So this-
Beth,
yeah.
are you still around? I can't figure this out here.
I am still here.
I'm
Sorry,
I'm
Dawn.
looking at the application, so I'm just gonna go straight to the applicant's letter. Dear zoning board, my father, Donald Cowan, continues to reside in this residence. Thank you.
Yeah.
3 acres.
So I think what we can do is just incorporate the previous decision by reference. That's
Should we
got all
just
the findings of
quickly go
fact.
through the mandatory referrals though for this one? To make sure,
Yeah, okay, if you
Mhm.
insist.
yeah,
Where, here we go.
I got it. Conservation Commission, no comment. Planning Board, at their meeting, the Planning Board recommended approval of the renewal of the special permit with the addition of a permit of, I can't read that right.
Oh, of a permanent
Something permit
expiration date that occurs on transfer of the
Okay.
property.
That's in the bylaw anyways, so, okay.
That's-
Board of Selectmen, no comment. Board of Health, this is a previously approved existing condition. The Board of Health has no opposition to its continued use. And then and the Zoning Board of Appeals is the additional thing that gives the total floor area. The addition is 800, the total. So it looks like everything complies. There's no changes. So if that's
No
the case,
grandfathering,
and there are
yep.
no changes, then we can go
Yeah.
ahead. If there are no questions for anybody, we could use that previous decision and incorporate the findings.
Right.
If there's no objection, I would move that we accept the application of Jason Cowan, contingent upon all prior notices, and let's go. Any other words you want to?
Why don't we
Incorporating the
incorporate
previous decision by
Incorporating-
reference.
By reference,
the
yep.
date of decision was June 27th, 2018. Is that a complete motion now?
I think
I
so.
think so, yeah.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay. All right, polling the members.
John Page,
Darlene, John,
yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes as well. So the motion carries. So we're all set. I don't even have to do my 14 days spiel because there's nobody to listen.
We wouldn't listen
Oh,
anyway.
can I make another motion? That we give Bill the authority to sign this decision on the behalf of the board?
Seconded.
Second.
Okay, polling the members on that one. Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes as well. So, okay, I'll take care of that. Not a problem. Okay, so what are we at now? 2 minutes to our next hearing?
Just point of order, you guys didn't add the expiration date to this permit. So you have in previous permits added the exception that the special permit shall expire upon transfer of the property. It's not in the bylaw, as Darlene previously stated. So you need to establish an expiration date, which you have done on past renewals.
Oh, I thought it was in there now. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. So I can read a motion if you want. That's what you did for 168 Lunenburg Road, but it should be incorporated in the decision.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, it should be in the boilerplate for all these accessory apartment decisions. So
It
I don't
is
know.
actually, yeah. So how would you like me to do this?
well, why don't we have a motion to add in the boilerplate of all our forthcoming accessory apartment decisions, the fact that the permit expires on the transfer of the property.
Okay. All right. So the motion last time, if I could just read it, is that you basically, one board member moves pursuant to the findings of fact to grant an accessory apartment special permit to such and such at the property location of such and such under Townsend zoning bylaws, blah, 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 by incorporating by reference a previously issued decision on said property dated blah, 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 with the exception that this special permit shall expire upon the transfer of the property. That was the motion that was made for the previous renewal. I'm sorry, that was put in your packets late, but I don't know if you want to make that motion. I
I
don't know.
can't, somewhere early on there was something I had a problem with. Can you start that again, please, Beth?
Okay, yeah. A board member would move pursuant to the findings of fact from this public hearing.
Okay,
To
so
grant-
we,
Yeah, you
we
granted-
haven't made any new findings of fact in this public hearing.
well,
Well,
you confirmed
yeah,
findings.
Technically, there would be, because we're basically saying there, for this application, there aren't any changes. And there may or may not be a statement that needs to be made with the square footage to today's bylaw compared to the last one. So that
Right.
would that be a finding of fact for the current application? Or am
Well, I mean, according to the application, it's 800 square feet, so there's no issue
Right,
with the
right.
current bylaw.
I think we have one coming that is, so.
Mhm.
Um,
And,
But I think the finding of fact would be basically, there are no changes. And then you can go ahead and incorporate all the
All right.
points.
yeah,
Okay.
No changes consistent with the originally issued permit.
yeah.
Right.
So a statement to that effect makes sense.
Because that puts in,
So,
it
So Beth,
addresses
do you think
about-
we need to repair that motion and just do it again, or what?
If anybody has it in front of them, I do have it in the folders, but I can't like show it to you because.
Or Dave could do a friendly amendment there and just add those pieces in. I mean,
Except-
John, sorry. I was looking at Dave Chanel's signature on it. That's why Dave.
Dave's not here, man. Dave's
Dave.
not here.
All
Sorry,
right, who made that motion? And-
John did.
I think I did.
Okay,
Yep.
so why don't you make another motion which modifies your previous motion?
All right. I move that the board approve the application of course, I already moved this out of my table. The application of Jason Cowan for an accessory apartment located at 355 Main Street, consistent with the originally issued special permit and the requirements thereof.
And for its expiration to be upon
An
transfer.
expiration to, yes, okay, yeah, add that.
Okay.
Okay, is there a second?
Second,
Okay, polling the members, Darlene,
yes.
John,
Yes,
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. Motion carries. Okay, great. Would the clerk read the notice for the next meeting, please, or the next hearing?
'99 Clement.
Okay, just give me a moment. It's loading. It's be a little slow today. Here we go.
all that ice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
must be.
I was going to
Oh.
say it's raining.
All right. In accordance with MGL Chapter 40A and the Townsend zoning bylaws, Section 145-36, 145-65, and 145-66, the Townsend Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a virtual public hearing on Tuesday, January 30th, 2024 at 7 p.m. to hear a renewal of a special permit for an accessory apartment at 99 Clement Road, Assessor's Map 18-8.0 by Derek Lundeen. The meeting will be held electronically. You have a motion to open?
So
Move
moved.
to open the meeting.
Is there a second?
Second?
Polling the members, Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes,
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
And Bill Cadigan will also vote yes, so the hearing is open. So, we have the applicant in attendance here, so, um, let me go through what do you call them?
Mandatory referrals.
Yeah, very good.
We got you 6.
Those.
Well, I don't see that mandatory referrals.
I have them in my packet. There's a letter from the applicant. There is a mandatory referral from the planning board.
Bill, they're under floor area calcs.
Yeah,
Ah.
that's what I did. Yeah, and
Okay.
comments. Yep,
So open that one up
Oh,
and you see
okay.
it.
little different there. Yeah.
All right. Okay, so the planning board says they recommended approval of the renewal with addition of expiration on transfer of property. Okay, so looks like they've memorized their response. No comment from Board of Selectmen, Board of Health. Previously approved existing condition and there's no opposition to its continued use by the Board of Health. Conscom says no comment. Okay. So I guess the question for the applicant is, has he made any changes to the original accessory apartment?
No, it's the same as it was when we built it. No changes.
Okay. Cool. So anybody else have any questions?
So we just, a finding of fact would be that the area of the apartment is 864 square feet. So, but was okay by the previous bylaw.
Right. Yeah, there's no reason to force a reduction to the current bylaw.
Correct.
All right, is there a motion?
Oh, Darlene, I emailed you a sample motion if you'd like to use it.
Like just now.
Yeah. It's in the packet, but because it's under
Oh,
the public hearing guidelines. If you scroll to the end of that, there is a sample that you could
excuse me.
potential sample.
See it. Public hearing guidelines. Is it in
Yeah,
that?
so if you scroll to the bottom.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see it.
The applicant agrees to buy by the, no. No.
No, it's got the zoning board of appeals letterhead on it. Looks like a decision.
Yeah.
Oh,
with-
okay, so it's at the,
Yeah. So at the
I'm
bottom.
based on, oh, are we supposed to be doing that? That will not have adverse effects, which overbalances beneficial effects in the neighborhood of the town?
No, that's
think
the
that's the
point of
first time around.
incorporating the previous permit by reference.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So go to the
okay.
next one.
Mm-hmm.
I move pursuant to the findings of fact to grant an accessory apartment special permit to the Lundins at the property location of 99 Clement Road under the Townsend zoning bylaws 145-65 and 145-36 by incorporating by reference a previously issued decision on said property dated April 14th.
I think it's August 15th, 2018.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
August 15th, 2018, with the exception that the special permit shall expire upon the transfer of the property. I like it. Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Let's see here. Okay. cool.
Do you like it, Bill?
Yeah. No, I was just concerned because if we incorporate the previous permit by reference, it might have something about expiring in 5 years in it, and we don't want to include that.
Well,
Yeah.
that's why at the bottom it says with the exception that this
Yeah.
special permit will expire.
Yeah, okay.
That's a Dave Chanel one. That's a Dave Chanel motion.
I was going to suggest that we wanted something that incorporated the previous.
Yeah.
To protect the people. I mean, I think that's important.
So, yeah.
Do we need to say
Okay.
anything about the 800 square feet, or is that in the
I
findings
did
of
that
fact?
as a finding of fact.
Okay, thank you.
All right, is there a second?
Second,
Okay.
I
All
thought Vicky
members.
seconded. Okay.
no, well, maybe she. I don't-
Yep.
Not like I get
Too
extra.
many
bonus.
seconds. Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. Motion carries. So we have, I can do my spiel. We have 14 days to file this decision with the town clerk. And you will get a copy of it in the mail with the town clerk stamp showing the date of filing. And so there's a 20-day appeal period from that time. So somebody could appeal. At the end of the 20 days, the town clerk will give you a letter that says no appeals have been filed. And you need to record this decision at the Registry of Deeds. And I think you can do that in Lowell now, right? You don't have to go
Yeah.
all the way to Cambridge.
Yeah. You can.
And what else? Yeah, you don't have to get any building permits, so you don't need to go to the building inspector. But at least if you have those two pieces of evidence, the recording of your decision and the town clerk's letter, hang on to those so that you don't have any problems in the future. That's all.
Okay, do we do this every 5 years?
No, we've taken
So
that.
this is, so the first one, this is the permit was for good for 5 years, but now this is good until I sell the property.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great
You're
night.
welcome.
You
Hey,
too.
have a safe night.
All right. You want to move to have Chairman Cadigan sign again? Or do you want
Yeah.
to make a motion for all?
I move to have Chairman Cadigan sign the decision on behalf of the board members.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
Second.
Polling members, Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes as well. So, okay, we got that.
Great.
So now the next one is what, another 15 or 18 minutes, or what is it, 13, 17 minutes?
7:15 and we got 7:13, so 2 minutes.
Oh, it's wow. Geez, I don't know. I'm gonna have to give Beth a gold star for timing
Yay.
timing her hearings. This is outstanding performance.
Well done. I had to turn my video off so my computer would download. It was having some problems here.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Couple of minutes.
Are the applicants online for the Shirley Road?
Yes, Mr. Jean Arusha is here, owner of the property.
Okay. Arusho. Okay, want to say it properly.
Mm. 7:15.
All right, ready for the reading?
Ready.
Go
All right,
for
here
it.
All right, in accordance with MGL Chapter 40A and the Townsend zoning bylaws, Sections 145-36, 145-65, and 145-66, the Townsend Zoning Board of Appeals will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, January 30th, 2024, at 7:15 p.m. to hear a renewal of a special permit for an accessory apartment at 23 Shirley Road by John Arujo. The meeting will be held electronically. You have a motion to open?
Move to open.
Is there a
Second.
second? Okay, polling the members, Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes. Okay, we're open for business. I wanted to look at the, what do you call them?
Mandatory referrals.
Mandatory referrals. The planning board says, let's see, they recommend approving the renewal, and they want to make sure that the permit expires on transfer of the property. They're getting really well trained. Board of Selectmen says the questions the applicant's statement that this is a bylaw change regarding renewals. Select Board would like clarification of this statement given to the town administrator. Determination should be communicated to applicant.
They're confused. Beth, want to straighten them out when you get a chance?
I actually did. I sent the amendment, all the evidence from the 2019 amendment to this bylaw, and we looked it over carefully. There is no 5-year renewal in the text of the bylaw currently. So I did provide the town administrator with the Form 7 and the whole process that we go through to codify a bylaw. Everything from the town meeting vote to the AG's approval. So they have all of it. Yes, it's all there.
Okay.
I did follow up with Mr. Arujo and let him know that
Okay. Great.
he's up.
That sounds like bury him in the data, Beth, you know?
Well, the town clerk helped me a lot, I gotta say. We went through digging through the files.
Yeah.
She's very organized.
Well, okay. Board of Health says it's a previously approved existing condition and no opposition. Conscom says no comment. And here we go, is the square footage. 734 feet, it says here.
Mhm.
Cool.
All right. Anything else to be said?
I think so.
Can we get a motion then?
All right, I move pursuant to the findings of fact to grant an accessory apartment special permit to John Arujo at the property located at 23 Shirley Road under the Townsend zoning bylaws 145-65 and 145-36 by incorporating a reference to a previously issued decision on said property dated March 14th, 2018, with the exception that this special permit expire upon the transfer of the property.
Second.
Okay. Polling members, Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
and Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes as well, Bill Cadigan. Okay, the motion carries. We have 14 days to file this decision with the town clerk, and you'll get a copy in the mail showing the town clerk stamp on the date of filing. And you need to record the decision at the Registry of Deeds in Lowell. And there's an appeal period. And at the end, it's a 20-day appeal period. At the end of that, the town clerk will give you a letter certifying that no appeals have been filed. Just hang on to your registry deed reference in that letter, and put them in your strong box, and you should be good.
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You bet.
Thank you.
All right.
And about a motion to sign.
Oh,
I
yeah.
move to give Bill the authority to sign this decision on behalf of the board members.
Second.
Okay, polling members, Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
and Anthony.
Yes.
And I'll vote yes too. All right, so we're good then.
Mhm, mhm.
What was I gonna look for now?
I apologize,
So-
I did not have an administrative report tonight, so I'll have to get that next.
Well, you did such a good job with your timing that we don't really care.
All right.
Okay, so there's a revision of the draft multifamily overlay district for your academic consideration.
Yep.
And citizen planner training collaborative workshop.
Yes, I attended that, and I did put the literature and the PowerPoint in your folders.
Great.
Yeah, it was an excellent time, well spent. And the planning board right now is adopting and revising, well, mostly revising some regulations that date back, about 10 years. So that's been an ongoing process for the planning board. The ZBA really doesn't have any regulations, right?
Right. No, we've gotten by without them so far, so I
Yeah.
hate to start anything like that.
Okay.
Well, and considering the planning board, they made all kinds of A&R regulations that were totally illegal, under state law.
Well, they're
Well, I
being
mean-
revised now, so you can
Yeah,
come to the
that's-
public hearing.
That was that guy Peduzzi, I swear. They were out of their minds at that point, I swear, because,
Well, I would make sure I didn't miss anything because I'm like, I don't see any regulations for the ZBA, but
yeah, right. No,
very
we're good.
straightforward.
We're
Good. So yeah, those are for you to review if you're interested.
Okay. Well, anything else on anybody's mind here that we need to take care of?
Good.
Move to adjourn.
Okay.
Second.
Polling members, Darlene,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
Vicky,
Yes.
Anthony,
Yes.
and I'll vote yes as well. Thank you very much.
Thank
Have
you.
a good night, everyone.
Thank you.